Jeffrey Ramsdale in the 07, he got caught in literally everything the first couple of races. Yeah, both of these guys have managed to come back and put some great times down, put some great races down. With a little bit of consistency, they're running up in the top 10 and working their way forward. Eric Pamasco back there in the 471. Of course, there is Cupcake in the 74. The 64 of Jason Pelkey up on the front row. Newcomer on the front row in the 12 car. Looks like we've got seeing who else we've got out here for this one. Eric Laurendeau, currently 8th in points. He is back there in this heat as well. And I apologize, I'm a little off tonight. I can't read. My allergies are killing me. But regardless, we will soldier on and should be getting a green flag here in just a moment. Mr. Rogers will be leading them down into the green flag for heat number 1. It looks like everybody's lined up. I'm not sure why the pace car is not starting to move. It probably has something to do with being a Ford. And just, yep, there it goes. They had to get somebody to go jump start it, imagine. And again, this is just 0.375 miles, 8-degree turns, 0-degree straights, and a bumpy apron. So the bottom of the apron there is, you'll see the rumble strips as they come around. We'll try and get a different camera angle here real quick, and you can see just a couple of them in there, but they can really upset the cars. So it could that could come into play as well. We're going to have some loose cars, especially off of turn 4. Everything is up in the air, and despite just completing practice, they're really going to be hopefully taking it a little bit easy the first few laps, see how their cars handle around each other, and we'll see how everything plays out as the night goes on. Pace car ducks off onto the weird back straightaway pit road entrance. Green flag is in the air. They light them up for heat number 1. Brian Rogers brings them down into turn 1, but he is quickly passed by Milton Duran. Milton jumps out to the early lead and not wasting any time, but the 64 of Jason Pelkey is right there behind these two newer guys. The two new members are running away with it so far. Jason Pelkey is just trying to keep Paul McCobrey right behind him. Paul is on the move tonight as well, and it is very difficult to pass on the outside. The only way that they can do that is to drive in extremely deep, and you saw it looked like Cupcake just tried to make the pass to the outside, drove in more deep than he intended to, and ended up almost in the outside wall. Meanwhile, the 35 of Milton is still leading, but the 12 looked like he was going to try and make a pass to the outside. Can't quite get it. They're probably going to be setting up to make those passes off of turn 2 and hoping the other car drifts up. The 12 gets underneath the 35 coming across the start-finish line for the halfway mark. And here comes Brian Rogers back to the front. He gets the run off the inside, forces the 35 up to the outside. He is going to secure that lead, but 35 is looking for the crossover move, and he is there. He has got to nose in, but caution is out. He did not get the time yet to pull the full crossover move off. And it looks like we're looking at Justin Prescott was involved in this one. Let's see if we can get a little closer view. There's the 44 and the 03 of Nathan Wenzel. And it looks like Wenzel just got up a little high when he tried to correct it. He came down, clipped the 44, spun the 44, but the 44 looked like he drove away in one piece. But that's our first caution of the night. Let's see. And it looks like the 35 was in the position at the moment the caution came out. A little bit strange there, but so he currently has the lead. Brian Rogers Jr. is in second. Jason Pelkey in third. Nathan Wenzel is fourth. Justin Prescott is being scored in fifth, but he is on pit road right now. Dean Webb, is sixth. Paul McCobrey is seventh. Eighth is Eric Laurendeau. Ninth is Eric Pamasco. And 10th is Cupcake himself, Mr. James Seagroves de Courcy. And I do believe that Justin Prescott is looking like he is going to lose a lap. I'm not sure if he's going to make it back out or not. We'll have to wait and see. He is still sitting on pit road, and as I mentioned earlier, this is even under caution, these laps go so quickly. This track is so short, you're going to lose a lap just going to pit road. You could drive through pit road, come back out, you'd probably lose a lap. A lot like what we saw in XCal last night from Southern National. They just, you go to pit road, you're going to lose some laps, so you better make sure you time that right. And if you haven't watched the XCal race from last night, you can check it out on our YouTube channel or on the Facebook or on the Twitch. All the videos are out there. That was one heck of a race at 100 laps to go. There was only 2 cars on the lead lap. It finished with 10 cars on the lead lap, and side by side all night long. It was definitely an exciting night. One of the craziest races we've ever called here. And that's saying something after calling an enduro on Monday night. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Milton Duran leads him down into turn 1, but he's got Brian Rogers right to the outside in the 12th car. And Brian drifts up just a little bit. He's trying to carry as much momentum. Already starting to put his nose down. It looks like Jason Pelkey is going to be able to hang with him at least for a moment this time. And Jason Pelkey's about to have his hands full with 2 laps to go. It looks like everybody's going to settle in just a little bit. Still got a battle going on back behind. As we come to 1 to go, Paul McCobrey in the 87 car. He is still trying to hold off and hold on to 4th place, but it will be Milton taking the win in heat number 1. Brian Rogers Jr. second, Jason Pelkey third, Paul McCobrey in 4th, Eric Laurendeau in 5th, Eric Pamasco 6th, Dean Webb 2nd, Nathan Wenzel, James Seagroves de Courcy, and Justin Prescott. And yes, I got an agreement in the chat. Last night was an epic race. All right, we've got points leader Randy Phillips out here for the second heat. And other notable names real quick. The 07 of Jeffrey Ramsdale, he's been coming forward in the points recently quite a bit. Of course, we got the 58 of Thomas Johnson, a fan favorite here. As the pace car leads them around, just looking through the field to see if we have any other notable names. We'll get through everybody before the night's out, but these pace laps are short, and we've got a feature to run in a few moments. Looks like the 19 is running a different paint scheme this week. Pace car is going to drop off on the back stretch. There he goes. We are rid of him. Didn't see a lot of people getting loose and struggling with handling in the first heat. Let's see how this one goes. Green flag is in the air. Jeffrey Battles leads him down into turn one, but it looks like Mr. Randy Phillips has got one heck of a run to the outside. He clipped the wall. He manages to keep it going straight, but now he's going to have to deal with the 14 of Kevin Cormier to the inside. Oh no, he's wrecking on the front straightaway. They managed to keep going straight, but we had cars going backwards very quickly there. It looked like Jeffrey Battles in the 22 just got tapped. He was loose getting off the corner, got a little tap, and now he is to the back. Kevin Cormier in the 14, now in the lead. He's got Ryan Courier in second. Randy Phillips now back to third. Kyle Streeter in fourth. Clark Brooks is in fifth. Jeffrey Ramsdale sixth. Thomas Johnson back in seventh. Dana Shepard eighth. Jeffrey Battles ninth, and Dustin Thibodeau in 10th. As they come around, this will be the halfway point. Kevin Cormier's led almost all the laps so far. He got up there, I think, on the second lap, and now he is just going to walk away with it. He's actually putting some distance on Ryan Courier, so we'll have to watch him during the feature tonight, see if he can run away. We had the two cars that finished first and second managed to run away, but caution is out. And it is unfortunately going to be Jeffrey Ramsdale this time. It looked like he was trying to get off the corner too hard, just spun on the front straightaway, managed to keep it out of everybody's way, almost got one, but he kept it clean and got it going again. But that brings us under our second caution of the night. And that's rough for Ramsdale. He's been making a comeback. As I mentioned earlier, those first two races of the season, he got all sorts of tore up, got caught up in every wreck. He was out there limping around on more than one occasion. He was out there limping around at 3/4 to half power on more than one occasion, staying out of the way and just turning laps, picked up a few positions here and there. And then he's had a string of really good races since Lanier. Lanier was the last one he really had struggles at, but he has started making a real comeback. Managed to work his way up to about 7th in points. 6th in points, excuse me. And he's started charging forward, so hopefully he can recover from that and get back up to the front in this heat and hopefully be up front when the race is over. He is only 38 points out of the lead right now, and he could pick up 2 positions just picking up 7 extra points tonight. If he beats Nathan Wenzel and Eric Steele, that could bump him up to 4th tonight. So you know he's going to be pushing extremely hard. And I would imagine as things, as the feature runs, those corner exits are going to get even slicker as they lay down rubber. And things are going to get really, really interesting in the later stages of these races. Looked like we had one to green. They delayed that for a second, letting the scoring and everything catch up. These short tracks do have some weird scoring issues, so you occasionally run into an issue. We've also got Dana Shepard back out on track 2 laps down. Not sure what happened to Dana, but he was on pit road when the caution came out. He was already on pit road, and he is back out now, so we'll see if he can possibly make up one of those laps if they get another caution, which hopefully they won't, but we will see what happens. Just a couple of laps left to go, then a warm-up and a feature. Green flag is in the air. Kevin Cormier leads him down again, but he's got Ryan Courier to the outside, and here comes points leader Randy Phillips to the inside for 2nd place. Randy manages to get a good turn off turn 2 on this restart. We saw him struggle on the start and hit the wall. He manages to hold it down this time. He clears the 3 car. He is up to 2nd, but we've got a 3 car battle for the lead and a 2 wide battle right behind him. And we've got a car spinning out of turn 2. No caution yet. Here they come side by side for the win. Randy Phillips to the inside. He is going to take it at the line just by a front clip barely. Randy Phillips gets a win. Kevin Cormier comes in second. Ryan Courier third. Thomas Johnson fourth. Dustin Thibodeau fifth. I believe that was Kyle Streeter that got spun a little bit there off of turn 2. Looks like a little bit of change up tonight to the usual formula. So we have a B main here, and we have there is Cupcake in the field. We'll have Eric Pamasco leading them down. The 07 of Jeffrey Ramsdell to the outside. 17 and the 22 of Jeffrey Battles. The 03 Nathan Wenzel there to the inside. The 25 right beside him, that is Clark Brooks. Excuse me. Eric Pamasco said he is hoping to come from the back before the night's out. Looks like he's in good shape. We will see what happens after this B main. Once they get to the 75 lap feature, this B main is 15 laps. Bigger field tonight might be the reason for the B main. All right. Pace car about to duck off on the back straightaway. There he goes. Again, it's a Ford. He probably has to go get a full tune-up between pace laps. Green flag is in the air, and Eric Pamasco leads him down into turn number 1. He has got Jeffrey Ramsdell to the outside, Dean Webb to the inside, Jeffrey Battles right behind them. And these front 6 are not opening up any kind of gap. They are side by side, nose to tail, all the way around as Eric Pamasco jumps out to the lead already. Dean Webb, Jeffrey Ramsdell side by side. Jeffrey Ramsdell is going to lose another position. Jeffrey Battles is going to try and make a pass to the outside. He gets into turn 3 really deep, can't quite get there yet. The battle seems to be for about 4th place on back. Jeffrey Ramsdell managing to hold on to 3rd for the moment. Jeffrey Battles back there. They are side by side. Eric Pamasco goes way wide in 3 and 4. And here comes Pamasco. They're going 3 wide into turn 1. They bump coming down into turn 1, and caution is out. All right, looks like this caution comes out with Cupcake back there in the 74. And Dana Shepard got together coming off turn 4. Cupcake almost had it saved, just couldn't quite get it there. Excuse me. All right, so as they run now, Dean Webb managed to secure the lead. Jeffrey Ramsdell slipped up into 2nd right as Eric Pamasco went to the high side. Unfortunately, they stacked back up, or the caution came out too soon as they were 3 wide into turn 1, bumping and banging, and we're going to see a lot of that once we get to the feature, I would imagine. Eric Pamasco in 3rd, Nathan Wenzel in 4th, Jeffrey Battles in 5th, Kyle Streeter is 6th, Clark Brooks is 7th, Justin Prescott is 8th, Dana Shepard 9th, and James Seagroves DeCourcy, a.k.a. Cupcake, is in 10th. Should be getting 1 to green here. Everybody's ready to go. Not quite yet. Interesting. Thomas Johnson said he is looking forward to coming from the back tonight as well. Hopefully you guys have some success here tonight. It has not been a good start to the night for some of the top points guys, but hopefully they'll be able to make some comebacks as well. Some of these guys further back in the points have a chance to regain some once they get to the feature, so we'll see what happens here. Getting the 1 to green. Pace car is in. Dean Webb will lean them down as they come out of turn 4. And we'll see if Jeffrey Ramsdale can get something done on the outside on the restart. Here they go. The 07 gets a good jump coming off the turn into turn 1. Looks like he is actually going to clear Dean Webb through turn 1. He is going to open up a bit of a lead. You've got Nathan Wenzel trying to make a move to the outside as well there. The 17 drifts up a little bit, and that shuts down the run from Nathan Wenzel. And to the inside, here comes Eric Pomasco trying to make up for the positions he lost in that when he drifted up in turn 3 and 4. He is starting to charge back, and he's got Jeffrey Battles right on his back bumper as the 17 of Dean Webb goes right to the inside of Jeffrey Ramsdale. He is driving down in that corner way deep. Jeffrey Ramsdale has the 03 right on the back bumper. He manages to slide back down into second. That leaves the 03 to the outside, and the 471 drops the nose in under the 07. He's going to shift him back 1. They're going to be 3 wide coming off turn 2. Still 3 wide going down into turn 3. Jeffrey Ramsdale not backing down. Jeffrey Battles gets a good jump there, and we've got cars slipping and sliding. I believe that was a 44. Yes, it was. Justin Prescott got bumped back a little bit and managed to keep the car straight. We stay green flag racing as we pass the halfway point. And Eric Pomasco, he said he was coming from the back, and here he is. He went to the back a little bit. He's bringing Jeffrey Battles with him, and they're running Dean Webb down right now. And Jeffrey Battles gets to the inside of Pomasco, but he gets loose coming off the corner, spins down to the inside. Caution is out. It also looked like the 37 of Kyle Streeter got loose a little bit. My apologies about the instant replay thing. All right. Here was the incident with Jeffrey Battles. He just got down to the inside of Eric Pomasco too hot, spun to the inside. And there we go. That works a little bit better. We have 6 laps to go. Still have Dean Webb out front. Eric Pomasco trying to run him down. He'll get to restart on the outside, and we've seen that outside restart be extremely strong tonight. So we will see if Pomasco can get back to the front here. Jeffrey Battles is all the way at the back of the field now. That's going to move Kyle Streeter and Nathan Wenzel up to 3rd and 4th. Clark Brooks and Jeff Ramsdale will be 5th and 6th. And James Seagroves DeCourcy and Dana Shepard will move up as well to 7th and 8th. Justin Prescott will restart 9th, and Jeffrey Battles will restart back in 10th. Just waiting for that pace car to go in. Don't forget, after this, we will have the Outcast SR8s at Bristol. That is a show you do not want to miss. And if you've missed any of the broadcasts, like if you're enjoying this one, the XCal broadcast last night was epic, and it's on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And the dirt races, including the enduro race from Monday night with the Outcast boys, they are also on the YouTube channel. So during the 2-minute warm-up, go like and share and subscribe to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Pace car is in. Will Pomasco be able to pull it off on the restart? He gets a good jump to the outside. Dean Webb still got a nose under him, but that outside line on the restarts is so fast, but Dean Webb sends it down in there. Dean Webb still leading going into 3 and 4. They're going to touch. Eric Pomasco gets knocked up a little bit. 3 wide coming off the turn. They manage to keep it straight. Eric Pomasco slips way back on that restart. That gives Kyle Streeter second, Nathan Wenzel third, and Clark Brooks is up into fourth now. And Pomasco trying to fight his way back on the outside right now. He's on the outside of Jeffrey Ramsdale there, and he is trying to fight his way back up with 3 laps to go. And the way he's been driving tonight, I think he can do it if he can keep it from sliding out, but we've got a battle up front for the lead. As Kyle Streeter dives into turn 1 to the inside of the 17, he's going to bring Nathan Wenzel with him. It looks like we're going to have one heck of a show before this night is out. As it looks like they're going to be, the 17 gets way loose, pushing extremely hard, coming off the turn. White flag in the air, last lap. They are nose to tail all the way around, and you can tell these guys are sending it in there. None of them are going straight, but it looks like it is going to be Kyle Streeter for the win, Nathan Wenzel second, Dean Webb third, Clark Brooks fourth, Eric Pomasco fifth, and then it's Jeffrey Ramsdale, James Seagroves DeCourcy, Jeffrey Battles, Dana Shepard, and Justin Prescott rounding out your top 10. As we go into the 2-minute warm-up, now we saw in that, especially in that B main, we saw a lot of side-by-side and a lot of 3-wide racing. That could make the rest of the race, the feature race tonight here, very interesting if they continue to do a lot of 3-wide racing. Hopefully they can keep it green and not have too many incidents, but they're definitely here to put on a show tonight. Looks like so far Matthew Kimball is the fastest one in the warm-up, and we saw that in pre-race practice as well. Jimmy Renfrew is the second fastest, Eric Steele's third, Jarrett Curtis fourth, Nathan Wenzel back in fifth. And it looks like Eric Steele will be starting on the pole tonight. That is very good for him. He's fourth in points, 11 points behind Eric Pomasco. Excuse me. Randy Phillips, our points leader, is 10th fastest. He'll be starting about 7th, as there's some of what we're going to end up seeing tonight, including some cars upside down. And a lot of wiggling. You can see it is starting to get really slick. Oh, the 19 just got a tap from the 07. And here we go. Time to go green flag racing here at the Bullring in Las Vegas. All right, here's how they're going to start. Eric Steele going to start in first. Tony Quadros in second. Good start for him. Jarrett Curtis third. Matthew Kimball fourth. Jimmy Renfrew fifth. Then Milton Duran, Randy Phillips, Brian Rogers Jr., Kevin Cormier, Jason Pelkey rounded out your top 10. 11th is Ryan Courier. 12th is Paul McCoberry. 13th is fan favorite Thomas Johnson. Eric Laurendeau is 14th. Dustin Thibodeau is 15th. Kyle Streeter 16th. Nathan Wenzel 17th. Dean Webb 18th. 19th is Clark Brooks. And 20th is Eric Pamasco. Then you've got Jeffrey Ramsdell starting 21st. Cupcake is 22nd. Jeffrey Battles 3rd. Dana Shepard 24th. And Justin Prescott in 25th. So 25 cars starting this race. Let's see how many finish them. Why don't you drop in the chat and put an over-under 75 laps. How many cars do you think of these 25 cars will make it to the checkered flag tonight? And we will see who is right. And again, don't forget to tune in. Stick around after this race. We will hop over and watch some SR8s at Bristol. That's going to be, there's no other word for it, nuts. Pace car is in. Eric Steele and Tony Quadros going to lead him down. Eric gets a huge jump on this one. Tony Quadros to the outside. We've already got some cars looking squirrely, looking like they're trying to make it 2-3 wide, make some passes. They're trouble back. Looks like Eric Pamasco got caught in the middle of something. He's gotten clear, but he fell back several positions, and they're 3 wide coming down the front straightaway out of turn 4. Caution is out. All right, looks like we're looking at the 03 of Dustin Thibodeau. Or I'm sorry, the 21 of Dustin Thibodeau, and the 03 there just got together. They collected the 44 as well. That brings us under our first caution. Now remember, none of these guys have a fast repair. This is the hardcore series. Much like XCal, they have no fast repairs. They have to do any repairs manually. These cars are tough, but they can only take so much. Eric Steele maintains the lead barely. He had Tony Quadros, despite the good restart. Tony Quadros was making a comeback, and Jarrett Curtis is making some moves as well. However, looking through the field, we have not seen any major changes in position so far tonight. Just about everybody except for Dustin Thibodeau is about where they started. Dustin Thibodeau started 15th. He is back to 25th now. And that's going to move everybody behind 15th up a spot. But other than that, no real position changes yet, despite all the side-by-side battling going on there. And you'll note that the pace car is almost caught up to the back bumper of Thibodeau. So you can see that pace laps and getting reset, and as you see, the 44 is on pit road. He's going to end up losing laps just being on pit road, even under caution. But you can see they take up the entire from the exit of turn 4 to the exit of turn 2, that is the entire field. So over half the track is taken up just on pace laps. Makes for some interesting situations later in a race. Let's put it that way. Pace car is in yet again. Eric Steele and Tony Quadros still on the front row. Green flag is in the air. Looks like Tony Quadros is the one with the good jump this time, going down into turn 1. He's got about a nose advantage. Eric Steele's not going to let it stand. He dives it off into turn 1 and manages to reclaim the lead pretty quickly, and he brings the 33 of Jarrett Curtis with him. Tony Quadros caught up there on the outside. Looks like he's going to lose a couple positions as the newcomer in the double aught is coming forward. That is Jeremy Renfrew. And while he is coming forward, it looks like Eric Steele is going backwards. He drifts way high. He's losing 1, 2, 3 positions. And here comes the 19 points leader of Randy Phillips is now moving up into third place. A 14 of Kevin Cormier is moving up into fourth place. And Eric Steele is just looking for a place. It looks like he's going to get back in line just in time for a caution. And it looks like Cupcake is involved again. Cupcake and Eric Pamasco go off into turn one. Eric checked up a little bit more than James did, and they get together. That brings us under caution. The 44 just narrowly avoids them. Meanwhile, up front, the 33 of Jarrett Curtis currently scored as leader. Jimmy Renfrew is second, Eric Steele third, Randy Phillips fourth, and Kevin Cormier fifth. Tony Quadros slipped all the way back to sixth place. Ryan Courier in the 3-car started 11th. He is up to 7th, one of our biggest movers so far. Also, Jeffrey Ramsdell in the 07. Where is Jeffrey? There he is. In that tied car, he started 21st. He is up to 17th. So several cars starting to make their way forward, and a couple that are unfortunately headed the wrong direction. And let's take a look. We're seeing, expecting XCal Racing says 17 cars left at the end of the race. Max says 4, and Ernie says 15. So quite a variety there. 25 cars left. Or 25 cars on the track. We'll see how many are left when it's all said and done. Pace car is in. And Jarrett Curtis gets the green flag, gets a good jump, but the double on the outside is trying to make something happen. He gets a little bit loose coming through 1 and 2. He's trying to get a run back to the outside, headed for 3 and 4. Can't quite get there yet, but it looks like he's got a fast hot rod here tonight, as he's carrying quite a bit of momentum around here, and it looked like he was trying to make a crossover move coming out of turn 2. Looks like he might try it again. He's trying to get his nose to the inside, can't quite get there. Looks like the 33 is managing to hold that bottom line while these two are battling. They are not getting away, but the 19 of Jeffrey Ramsdell, or I'm sorry, Randy Phillips, he is struggling as well. He was up to third a few minutes ago, but he is still struggling with a loose handling race car coming off of turn 4 every time. There he goes again. He's getting loose and loses a position just about every lap. Looked like he was better down on the inside, and he is just fighting to try to not lose any more positions. He's got quite a line of cars right behind him. While this is all going on, those front two, Jarrett Curtis, Jimmy Renfrew, they have broken away just a little bit, but they are still battling for that lead position. Jimmy Renfrew still trying to find a way around the 33 car. In the meantime, they are starting to open up a little bit of a gap, and here a little bit of a gap is 0.2 of a second. And caution is out again. And it looks like this time the 87 is involved, as they go off into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Jeffrey Battles just tapped the back end of the 87. We talked about how loose these cars get, and collects the 46 and the 74 as well. Cupcake not having a good night tonight, and the 87 ends up on his lid. Definitely not what he wanted to see this early in the race. He had to get towed in, and he'll have to sit there and wait just a little bit before he can get back to the lead lap. Meanwhile, Turtle Tommy Johnson, he is started in 13th. He is up to 9th. Ryan Courier in the 3 car. There's Ryan. He started in 11th, is up to 5th. And Kevin Cormier in the 14. He started in 9th. He is up to 4th. Other big movers, Jeffrey Ramsdale continues to quietly sneak his way forward in the 07. Started in 21st, is currently in 14th. Jeffrey Battles in the 22 car. He started in 23rd. He is up to 12th. Kyle Streeter in the 37 is now in 11th, started in 16th, and unfortunately Matthew Kimball in the 50, he's struggling a bit. He started in 4th. He is all the way back to 10th as we get the 1 to green. And restarts here are going to be extremely crucial tonight. As we've seen in the heats, it looks like these guys at the front learned a little something watching those heat races. That outside line gets a really good start. That inside line has got to be going as soon as they possibly can, or that outside line is going to get them. Green flag is in the air. The double aught gets a good jump to the outside, but the 33 is not giving him any room at all. Can't get clear of him. They go down the back straightaway. Big wreck out of turn 2. Caution is out. All right, it looks like this incident started with the 14 of Kevin Cormier. And he had the 32 right on his back bumper. The 32 just taps him, but it's right in front of the entire field. Tony Quadros is involved. The 58 of Tommy Johnson is involved. The 14 ends up upside down. The 43 is involved. A lot of cars get through just barely, but several cars impacted and probably going to have some damage here. All right, let's go see if we can get a closer look. Saw Tommy Johnson was involved in that. He's got a crinkled right front. That might impact his handling just a little bit here. Downforce is not a big deal here, but it could be detrimental. He might have had some damage underneath. Looking at other cars, trying to see. Tony Quadros was involved in that as well. Looks like Tony got through fairly unscathed here. Only car currently on pit road is the 14 of Kevin Cormier, though. And at the moment of caution, the double aught was in the lead. That is Jimmy Renfrew. He is now up at the front. And he'll have that, I do believe he'll have the inside line on the restart. So we'll see if he can make it work. If these two are going to continue to battle up front, we still have 24 cars on the track, and Kevin Cormier looks like he's coming back out here momentarily. And the 33 and these 00 get together on the restart. The 00 gets away, the 33 gets away clean. They stack up a little bit behind them. Randy Phillips gets stuck on the outside. Here comes Tony Quadros to the inside. And Tony Quadros is charging towards the front. He is up to 4th now. The 3 of Ryan Courier currently up into 3rd. And caution is out again. And it looks like it's going to be the 22 of Jeffrey Battles this time. He was trying not to get into the back of the Eric Pomasco car and just got loose, spun down. Nobody collected on that one. He didn't look like he hit too hard. A little bit of damage to the left front of his car, but manages to get it corrected. He is back underway, but that's going to put him back to the back of the field. Kevin Cormier appears to be out for the night, so we're down to 24 cars. 15 laps in, one car out. Thomas Johnson slipped back to 20th in that incident. Cupcake slipped back to 18th. And nobody else really went backwards. We've got Justin Prescott in the 44. He started in 25th. He is up to 12th now. Jeffrey Ramsdale, we've talked about him a couple of times. He is sneaking his way forward. Started in 21st. He is up to 8th. Kyle Streeter now up to 7th. And, of course, we've got the two leaders up front, Jimmy Renfrew and Jarrett Curtis. They've got Ryan Courier right behind him in the 3 car. He started in 11th. He is up to 3rd. So he is somebody they're going to have to watch in their rear view mirror for, because he is coming up quickly. One to green on lap 15. And hopefully they will all settle down a little bit and we can get some green flag racing in here, but it is the Bullring. It's going to be a bit exciting. Looks like they're going to a single file restart because they did not complete a green flag lap. That'll help us get some green flag laps underway, and that'll give Jimmy Renfrew a little bit of an advantage over Jarrett Curtis. Green flag is in the air. Jimmy Renfrew leads them down into turn 1, and Jarrett Curtis is about to have his hands full. The 3 car of Ryan Courier right on his back bumper. They've got Brian Rogers Jr. right behind him and Tony Quadros right behind him. The front 5 still nose to tail. A lot of battling going on mid-pack, though. Here comes the 44 and the 471 of Eric Pomasco. They are both headed underneath the 25 car of Clark Brooks. Looks like James Seagroves DeCourcy, a.k.a. Cupcake, he is starting to make some moves to the front. Just waiting on some cars to get to the outside, and he gets down underneath them. Still single file for the front 5 or 6 cars. The first real battle we're seeing is, let's see here. It looks like outside the top 10. We'll have to go back to the 03 car of Nathan Wenzel and see how he's doing. Nope, the 87 car, though, he is starting to make a comeback. Paul McCovery was caught up in an incident earlier, ended up way in the back of the field. He is now up to 14th, back up to 14th. James Seagroves DeCourcy now up to 14th, and Paul McCovery takes 12th. So a couple of these guys are starting to move forward. But because this is such a small track, the longer they stay green, some of these cars that have gotten a little banged up, they're going to come up into lap traffic before you know it. Meanwhile, Jimmy Renfrew currently leading. He's got 0.7 of a second over Jarrett Curtis. Ryan Courier in 3rd, Brian Rogers in 4th, Tony Quadros in 5th. Thomas Johnson back there currently in 17th, and just for some fun, let's do a lap inside Tommy's car. There he is, a little loose coming off of turn 4, right on the back bumper of Eric Pomasco. You can see they are fighting that wheel every bit, having to go way back to the right as they come out of the corner just to keep from sliding into the wall. Gets down into turns 3 and 4, still fighting the loose handling race car as he gets a car underneath of him, and that was a single lap around this Bullring as Tommy got into, I believe that's a 46 car, or the 46 looked like he drifted up into him. That was a lap around here in 16.5 seconds. And you see the leaders now bearing down on lap traffic. So we're going to start seeing some lap traffic like the 46 of Eric Laurendeau come into play for these leaders. And it'll be a question of the longer they stay green, the more on this very, very short track, the more they're going to have to battle side by side around the lap traffic. And you can see them use the lap traffic as a pick, and the 19 is starting to move. He is passing Tony Quadros, and that is a points battle because Randy Phillips in the 19 is first in points. Tony Quadros in the 24 is second in points. There is just 9 points separating them right now in the season. So you know Tony Quadros really wants to get back past that 19 car. And, excuse me, the double aunt of Jimmy Renfro still up in the lead. He is bearing down on the lap cars. It looks like he's going to catch up to Eric Laurendeau, Dustin Thibodeau, and Dana Shepard here in the next few laps. Randy Phillips still working his way back up into the lead. He is in the 19 car. Tony Quadros has slipped back another spot. He is now back into 7th as Eric Streeter got by him, and Jeffrey Ramsdale in the 07 continues to work his way forward. Currently in 8th. Caution is out. Excuse me, it looks like this incident is going to involve the 64 of Jason Pelkey. He drives down in there and just got loose, hit the inside wall, and we had Cupcake trying to avoid him, ended up in the outside wall, and that brought us under this caution. To answer your question, Cody, madness, utter madness in short track racing. Kevin Cormier is officially out of the race, so still only one car out, so still 24 on the track, and everybody currently on the lead lap. That caution saved several guys like Eric Laurendeau and Dustin Thibodeau. But it looks like after about 20 laps, they will, or not even that much really. I guess we restarted at 15, so 15 laps, the leaders will be back to the tail end of the lead lap and start lapping cars. Definitely going to make for some interesting racing. All right, the double aught is still leading the field. No, we did not get the one to go on that as they crossed the line. Do believe they will restart too wide again, which could lead to some more incidents. We will have to see how that goes, and hopefully everybody can get settled in rather quickly, but starting too wide does give the advantage to the guys in the back. They won't get lapped quite as quickly as they would with a single file restart. And that gives a guy like Eric Laurendeau and Dustin Thibodeau a chance to regain some positions. Eric Laurendeau currently 8th in points, so you know he does not want to be that far back right now. 1 to green, 2 wide, restart. Got Jimmy Renfrew up front, Jarrett Curtis second, Ryan Courier third, Brian Rogers fourth, Randy Phillips fifth, then Kyle Streeter, Tony Quadros, Jeffrey Ramsdale, Matthew Kimball, and Justin Prescott round out the top 10. Green flag is in the air. The double aught gets another good restart. The 33 makes a power move down to the inside and cuts off the run of the 3 car. That gets them single file for the front 3 positions, but right behind them, the 19 of Randy Phillips is trying to move up into 4th. Looks like he might actually get it. And the 12 car, Brian Rogers Jr., drops back into 5th place, and Tony Quadros now back up in 6th. And the fastest car on the track so far tonight has been the 50 of Matthew Kimball. Every practice, warm-up, and he was the fastest car. We've got a caution coming out of turn 4. Okay. You've got the 03, the 22 of Jeffrey Battles, and the 35 right there. The 07 of Jeffrey Ramsdale's right in front of him. The 44 is there on the outside. They're 3 wide. 22 just bumps him. The 44 gets spun. 64, 471, and just about everybody manages to avoid him, but that was some great driving by those guys that were behind him, because that was a great save to avoid him. And he gets it turned around and is still going straight. So still 24 cars on track. And just about to the halfway point, Dustin Thibodeau is currently on pit road. Jeffrey Battles is on pit road in the 22. He might be out for the night. It does appear Jeffrey Battles is out for tonight in the 22 car. So mark that down. 2 cars out, 23 to go. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I have a sneaking suspicion that what happens here tonight will probably carry over to next week. Just a hunch. One of these days, somebody's got to tell me about the road soda Randy Phillips thing. But the 19 car currently scored in 4th. Tony Quadros in the 24 is making his way back up front. We've got a couple of new guys, the double aught of Jimmy Renfrew and Brian Rogers in the 12 car. Both are up in the top 5 as well, so they're definitely showing they deserve to be here tonight. And as I was mentioning before, the 50 of Matthew Kimball, currently running in 8th. He was the fastest in practice. He was the fastest in the warm-ups. He is one to watch as we go green again. Now that he is back up to 8th after being caught in one of those earlier incidents, he's worked his way back through the field, back up to 8th place, and he was about, when that caution came out, he was about to break out of that pack of cars and have some clean tracks. So we'll see if he can do that again. Green flag is in the air. The 33 to the inside, the double aught to the outside. And it looks like Jimmy Renfrew might get it on the outside this time. No, the 33 is powering back to the inside. They're side by side and breaking away. So you know they're pushing those cars for everything they've got. And it makes you wonder if they're going to have anything left at the end of the race, because they're only 36 laps into this. And they have no tire changes, no fast repairs, nothing. So they may end up burning their stuff up. We'll have to watch and see what happens. As there's a little bit of activity. The 07 is down on the apron on the inside of 3 and 4. That outside line is definitely picked up for some of these guys, as the 25 is making a pass to the outside of the 07, and right in front of him the 03 is being passed as well. That's Nathan Wenzel in the 03. He is about to be passed by the 35 of Milton Duran, another new driver here tonight. So several cars, it looks like that outside line is starting to work for several of these cars. Up front, it looks like the 33 has finally secured his position in the front, and Randy Phillips is in third now. He's got Ryan Courier back behind him in fourth. And the 50 now still back in eighth, but now that they're single file, he is right behind Tony Quadros. We'll see how he does in traffic and see if he can get around. He is already looking to the inside of Tony Quadros, and he'll have Kyle Streeter right in front of him. Tony doesn't put up too big of a fight yet. He knows there's still a long way to go. It's still 35 laps to go, and anything can happen here. And while Tony is stuck to the outside, it looks like the 35, one of the new ones, Milton Duran, is going to pick up the position as well. Quite a few battles going on back here, fourth through about eighth place. Everybody is jockeying for position as that 50 started to look to the inside of the 37 coming off the turn. Couldn't quite get there yet, but they're too wide in front of him. That's going to cause the 37 to check up a little bit. He does not get a run quite yet, but he is definitely looking for it. He's going to pick up a position. The 3 car is dropping back. Ryan Courier managed to get stuck to the outside. As I mentioned, some of these cars are really fast to the outside, but some of them are not. It is a driver preference and how they handle how they drive the car that'll determine if they can handle it, if they're faster up top or at the bottom. And there is some beating and banging going on there between the 3 and the 35. They were leaning on each other through turn 1 and 2. The front of the pack, oh, we might have a move for the lead. Nope, caution is out. All right, looks like we're going to be looking at the 44 of Justin Prescott, the 32 of Eric Steele, as they come down the back straightaway. And the 17 and the 46 were wrecked right in front of them, and they got caught in that. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 17. Now we found where this started at. The 17 dives off in there. He just gets in too deep, clips the 46. Tommy Johnson manages to avoid it, but the 44 does not. It looks like Tommy Johnson actually got turned around to the inside wall, and the 21 actually ended up parking right next to him. But due to the wreck, some of these guys will pick up a couple positions. We've got a couple more cars on pit road. Alrighty, currently still the lead has not changed. You've got Jarrett Curtis, Jimmy Renfrew, Randy Phillips, Brian Rogers, and Kyle Streeter are their top 5. Matthew Kimball coming back in 6th. Ryan Courier has dropped back to 7th. Milton Duran up to 8th. Tony Quadros back to 9th. Nathan Wenzel and Jeffrey Ramsdale 10th and 11th. Clark Brooks is 12th. He's moving forward. Paul McCoberry is 13th. Jason Pelkey is 14th. The 58 at Thomas Johnson, he's back to 15th. Looks like he might pick up one more position on this because Justin Prescott is on pit road. Eric Steele currently scored in 17th. Eric Pomasco 18th. Dustin Thibodeau 19th. Cupcake is 20th. 21st is Dana Shepard. 22nd is Eric Laurendeau. We've got Justin Prescott and Dean Webb on pit road. Currently, Jeffrey Battles and Kevin Cormier out of the race. 23 cars left on track. Just under 30 laps left to go. And remember, after this one, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We will go straight over to the Outcast SR8s at Bristol. And that will be a heck of a show. Pace car is in. Jarrett Curtis in the 33, going to lead him down with the double aught to the outside. We will see what happens here. The double aught gets a really good restart. Jimmy Renfrew into turn one, but every time he's tried that tonight, he has not had any luck with that, as the 33 just blinked off the track. And it looks like the double aught might have just gotten very, very, very lucky. The 33 has completely lost connection. He is out, so that makes 3 cars currently off track. Not how he wanted this night to end. The 19 of Randy Phillips moves up into second, and now we've got a battle going on right behind him for third, as the 12 car of Brian Rogers and Kyle Streeter in the 37 are side by side all the way around the track. They've got the 3 of Ryan Courier, and there he is, the 50, Matthew Kimball, the fastest one on track during the practice sessions. We will see if he's got anything for these guys and if he can get past them in time to get back to the front. Looks like he gave the 3 of Ryan Courier a little bit of a love tap. Said, move out of the way, dude. And the 37 and 12 connected, and the 50's capitalizing on this. He is making some serious moves coming through here. He drives down in deep. He collected the 37. 37 got straightened up, but not enough, not in time. Caution is out. Well, let's take a little bit better look at that incident. Looking at the 37, and the 50 dove in there, was trying to get up off the corner. The 37 looked like he might have came down just a hair. Just a racing incident, but that's going to put the 37 way in the back. Does not collect anybody else this time, fortunately. Currently, it is still Jimmy Renfrew at the front. Looks like the 33 of Jarrett Curtis is out. I've not seen him come back. Justin Prescott is on pit road. So right now, you've got Kevin Cormier, Jeffrey Battles, and Jarrett Curtis are out for sure. Dean Webb in the 17 is on pit road, several laps down. Justin Prescott is on pit road, still showing on the lead lap, and Dustin Thibodeau 1 lap down. So right now, 3 cars definitely out, one more possibly out, and we'll see what happens with Mr. Prescott in the 44. But that puts us down to 22 cars currently still involved. And I think, let's see, XCal called it at 17. We will see what happens. 25 laps to go. This could get very, very interesting very, very quickly. Quick update on points, guys. Randy Phillips, your points leader, now up into second. Tony Quadros, second in points, back to 11th. Eric Pomasco, third in points, is 15th right now. Nathan Wenzel is fourth in points. He is up in seventh, so he stands to gain enough, quite a few points on Pomasco and Eric Steele. Jeffrey Ramsdell quietly worked his way up to 9th. He is 6th in points, and Jason Pelkey is back in 14th as we get the 1 to green. And Thomas Johnson currently mired back in 19th, way back in traffic as the pace car comes off. And now we'll see if Randy Phillips has anything for the newcomer in the double aught car. Green flag is in the air. Here comes Randy to the outside. He's got the 3 car helping push him down into turn 1. 3 car ducks down low. We've got a battle right behind him for 4th. It looks like the 12 car of Brian Rogers is going back because Milton Duran went forward, and Milton is coming now. Milton in the 35 making a pass on the 19 for the lead. Ryan Courier up to second place. And Milton is coming on strong. We will see if Jimmy Renfrew ate up all of his tires battling the 33 of Jarrett Curtis. These guys that have been mired in traffic haven't been able to really use up their tires nearly as much. they might have a little something for him as the race winds down. "21 laps left to go. And they are single file at the front. Jimmy Renfrew currently has a half-second lead over Ryan Courier. And Ryan Courier is about to have his hands full with that 35, and the 19 is still right there. Randy Phillips not letting anybody get around him. The 471 of Eric Pomasco, he has had a rough night, and he looks like he might be sliding backwards again. He has worked his way to the front a couple of different times, but now he is still back in 12th place, and he's got the 87 right behind him of Paul McCobrey, and the 44 right in front of him. So we'll see. It looks like he's starting to go backwards again. It is still the double up in the lead, but the 19 now makes a pass. Randy Phillips moves up into third, but Milton is not going to let that stand. He's going for the dive into turn 3, can't get enough grip. 19 gets ahead, and the 12 gets a bit of a run coming out of turn 4. That is Brian Rogers Jr. He had a bit of a run up on the 35 there for a moment, as the 35 looked like he was struggling just a little bit getting up off the turn. Another car on the move, the 26 of Clark Brooks. Haven't really talked to... Oh, caution is out again. Excuse me, the 25 of Clark Brooks started 19th. He is up to 7th currently. Let's see what happened there. Just not able at the moment to find out what happened. There was a wreck in turn 4. They had one car backed into the wall. I do believe it was the 32 car. I believe our cameraman was taking a nap there. We will have to have a talk with him before we go to Bristol. In the meantime, 15 laps to go. A double out of Jimmy Renfrew. Still 22 car. Nope. We're down to 21. Dean Webb is still showing as being a part of the race, but he is still on pit road. Looks like 15 laps down. Jarrett Curtis also out. So we're down to 21 cars on track right now. Fortunately, just due to the nature of these cautions and the timing of them, everybody except 20 cars are on the lead lap. Dustin Thibodeau, he pitted earlier, was having some trouble, and went in to get some manual repairs. So he is 1 lap down currently. He is the only car a lap down. You got 20 cars on the lead lap. 60 laps into a race at the Bullring. That's a fairly impressive feat. Even with the cautions, they managed to keep this many cars on the lead lap. And while you're sitting there waiting, or while we're switching over to Outcast, which you're going to want to stick around and watch the SR8s go around, definitely make sure to give us a like and subscribe on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure you're following us all 3 places. We always broadcast live on Facebook and Twitch, and the races go to YouTube. So last night's just utter craziness at Southern National with the XCal guys, that got posted last night, and the Dirt Boys from Outcast, they were out doing some fun stuff, including an Enduro Monday night. You don't want to miss that. Go ahead and share it to your friends, family, anybody you see out collecting money for anything. Just randomly share it. Write down the website, give it to people, and, you know, all that fun stuff. Green flag is in the air. Jimmy Renfrew leading him down again. But now he's got Ryan Courier to the outside. We'll see what happens here. Ryan Courier has not had a whole lot. He's been managing to stay up in the top 3 or 4, but he has just not been able to stay with that lead car. That double lock car has just been super fast tonight. Meanwhile, the 35 back there, he is to the outside. That is Milton Durhan, one of the new guys. He's outside of points leader, the 19 of Randy Phillips. Randy's still trying to fight back and get that third place finish. Tony Quadros still back in 7th. So the 19, as he slides back up into 3rd, the 19 is going to increase his points lead tonight. It does look like, if things finish as they are, 12 laps to go. Tony Quadros about to get past too. He's got the 25. We were talking about him just before the caution. Clark Brooks started way in the back. He started in 19th, and he is working on Tony Quadros for 7th place. The 50 car, we were talking about him. He must have been caught in that incident as well. He is now back to 14th, although you can see he is definitely faster than some of these guys. He is trying to get back around and get back to the front. Meanwhile, the double aught up at the front, Jimmy Renfrew, he is just opening up a lead. He's got 0.6 of a second over Ryan Courier, and Ryan Courier is about to have his hands full of the points leader, Randy Phillips. And the 12 car is making a move for 4th place. Brian Rogers Jr. to the inside. He's going to bring the 03 of Nathan Wenzel through. They're going to take 4th and 5th, I do believe. Yes. 03 drifts up just a little bit, almost gets into the side of the 35 car. They're doing a little bit of door beating and banging, but overall not as much as we expected. These cars seem to be really loose here tonight, and everybody's struggling with the handling to some degree. Seven laps to go. And here comes Randy Phillips to the inside of Ryan Courier. He is starting to look for that second place. Does he have anything left? 6 laps to go. If he can get around him, can he close the gap in time? And will he use the chrome horn to get around the 3 car? He's definitely showing that he is faster, but he is not making, the 3 car is not making any mistakes and not giving him any room. Looks like the 25 has come down. He is down on the inside. For some reason, he is losing laps. That is Clark Brooks. Not sure what happened. He is now a lap down, trying to get back up on the track. Doing an outstanding job, honestly, holding the apron the way he is. 4 laps to go. And I'm not sure what just happened to Randy Phillips, but the 19 is slow on the inside. He is stopped to the inside. Caution is out for Randy Phillips, stopping on the front straightaway. I don't know what happened, but it looks like he might be done. Looked like he just suddenly lost power. There was no other incident on the track at that time. He just suddenly lost power. Could be a wheel issue or could be a car issue, but Randy Phillips may be done here tonight. And he had to be towed, so in just a few seconds he is going to lose a lap. And we get the caution with 2 laps to go. All right, as soon as this race completes, we'll immediately be very quickly switching over to the Outcast SR8s. We're going to be cutting it a little bit close, so we won't get to talk about a lot of extra stuff after this race, but we'll tell you that looks like, at least right now, Jimmy Renfrew, first-time winner tonight. If he can keep Ryan Courier and Brian Rogers behind him. The 19 of Randy Phillips was definitely coming, but I don't think the 3 car can keep, with the 19 out, I just don't know that the 3 car can keep up with him. And while we're under pace lap, just to inform you, March is MS Awareness Month, so go take a minute, do a little research, learn a little bit about it, support MS charities if you can. Randy Phillips still on pit road. His car is still there. He's not showing out, but as it stands, we now have 4 cars completely out. Jarrett Curtis, Dean Webb, Jeffrey Battles, and Kevin Cormier. But Randy Phillips being on pit road, losing laps right now, he may be out as well. So we may end with 20 cars on the track. So I guess everybody who guessed was wrong. We had 17, 4, and 15, so we'll see. But as of right now, I don't think, as we get the 1 to green, that's what it's looking like. 20 cars actually going to pull off finishing. And that says something for these drivers. These guys are doing a great job, and despite these wrecks, they've managed to keep these cars going. So great job by everybody. All right, pace car is in. The double aught of Jimmy Renfrew gets a good start. The 3 looked like he struggled on the restart just a little bit. Might have spun the tires. He's way wide. There are going to be 3 wide coming off turn 2. Coming down the backstretch, we're going for the white flag. The double aught gets to the white flag. There will be no more cautions. Will he be able to? Yes, he will. And now the battle. He's got this thing locked up, it looks like, but the battle behind him is for about second on back. Tony Quadros is back in the mix, and he's making a move to the inside, coming down the back straightaway, 3 wide into turn 3, and the 35 gets turned around. Tony Quadros sneaks by. Here comes the 50 to the inside. Holy cow. What a finish. All right, well, let scoring catch up just a little bit, but it looks like Jimmy Renfrew is going to win. Brian Rogers sneaks the second place finish in. Tony Quadros is going to come. No, it's Tony Quadros is scoring in second. The 50 of Matthew Kimball sneaks through for third. Nathan Wenzel fourth. Jason Pelkey fifth. And Tony Quadros just made up a ton of points here tonight in this battle because Randy Phillips finished 21st. Tony Quadros finished second. So I would imagine that Tony Quadros will be the points leader after tonight, but huge congratulations to Jimmy Renfrew on his first win in the league. Now stick around with us for just a moment.